Welcome back to YouTube, Titan Fragrance Reviews, coming at you with another review. For those of y'all discovering this channel for the first time, I do welcome you out. This is where I'm going to take you through my journey, give you my takes on what I'm buying, both men and women, as far as fragrances, and just kind of help you along like someone helped me along with many of the other reviewers that I'll mention at later times. Also, for those repeat offenders, I do appreciate your support. Thank you very much. Now, I'm going to go over The Date for Men by Jeremy Fragrance and cover a few things on it, both from projection, longevity, all the good stuff. And first and foremost, for those of y'all that, many of y'all, if you're just finding in FragCom what Jeremy Fragrance is, what is Fragrance One, his company, kind of a polarizing individual on things. I was still a fan. I mean, obviously, I can't knock his success. His flair, his style, things like that. Maybe it's not my style, but I do give him a lot of props. Not that he'll ever watch this video, but I definitely have a lot of props for him for what he's done, what he's created. And I do wish him future success, as I wish all those other people, because obviously their success does not limit others. It's just everyone's got to work harder, do things their own way, and I can definitely appreciate that. But what he did is he's a fragrance reviewer, started his own line, Fragrance One, and he wanted to make the concept of basically titling them one fragrance for each type of category. And the first one he came out with was Office for Men, which I have done a review on that one. Now this is going to be the take on Date for Men, his more recent release. So first and foremost, Date for Men. Top notes are bergamot, lemon, mandarin, juniper berries. That's the top. The mid is going to be your patchouli and cardamom. And then in the base, agarwood, which is oud, and vetiver. Okay. Now, that being the scent profile, you can see, and I guess let me go over my belief on what Date would be. For me, it's definitely a scent that will draw people in, okay? Unlike if I'm going out to meet a lot of people, whether it's out at a barbecue, whether it's out at a nightclub or anything like that, when and if I went on those back in the day, obviously you're competing against a lot of scents. So that time, for my belief, you need something that's powerful, something that's going to jump out there and contest with all the other scents that are going on. As far as a date, typically that's two people. You want more intimate settings, more drawing, more closer. I don't need to be screaming at you. So should your fragrance. And that's kind of what I think it should be. People may have different philosophies, and that's quite all right. Just like you're going to like things that I don't, I'm going to like things that you don't, and that's quite all right. This is just a hobby. This is just an accessory too. Definitely for those people seeking compliments and things like that, first and foremost, shouldn't have to tell everyone, hygiene, number one. Secondly, personality. I think that it really boils down to, are you funny? Are you respectful? Do you have manners to others? That's really a big tell. And then are you approachable? No one's going to compliment you no matter how good you smell if you're not a very approachable person. So that all falls on you, not necessarily the fragrance itself. And then, of course, at that point, the fragrance, whether it's a watch, some type of jewelry, whatever, those all play a factor, as your accessories. But let's get on with the fragrance. Right here, Date for Men. It looks exactly like Office for Men. Okay, people knock it because the cap is pretty flimsy. It's not for the price point. We'll discuss the price in a second. But on this one, I definitely, just let me spray it so I'll get a refresher. The sprayers are really good, I think. Real good distribution. Definitely bright and powerhousey. And a lot of people, I can get where their comparison is, and they're comparing it in a sense to Ultramall, because it is pretty, how should we say, it is sweet in the opening, but not bubblegum. You spray this dude right here, great for going out clubbing, and if you want to be loud, this is definitely the scent that's going to punch through the cold, punch through the crowds, but it comes across like bubblegum in a sense. Really, really strong bubblegum, just in the opening. Same thing with this one. This one is not bubblegum sweet, but it is sweet. I believe maybe the juniper berry or definitely you get some of that mandarin in there, but man, it is sweet in the opening. And for me, I think the power of it in the first 30 minutes is a little bit powerful. So if I'm going on a date with something like this, I'd spray it, wait 30 minutes before you go get into an intimate setting, because let it tone down and die down a little bit. It just is too loud in my opinion. Although it's definitely a good scent, it's just kind of loud. The longevity definitely is, I think, well above average. Average being around 6 hours or so. I think it runs more like 7 or 8 hours off my skin. The scent profile is definitely pleasant. It's nothing super unique at all. Is it bad? Absolutely not. I think it's definitely something that will garner, due to, I think, the cardamom as it gets into the mid, and then later on as the dry down, the vetiver is kind of a very clean. I don't get much of agarwood, and I'm not an expert by any means in anything cologne related. I do have quite a few, but the oud is something new to me, and I really don't get that. Not as I would in some other that do have, let's say they have oud, and they definitely have a little more woodsier punch as far as that's concerned. This is sweet, and the cardamom and the vetiver and all that kind of join in later on, but it's definitely a sweet fragrance. Like I said, I think it's appropriate for the situation, except the opening is just a little loud for me. Price point, let's get with that. This is the big downfall in my opinion. It's definitely priced at a very high end for what you're getting. $250 is about the retail rate on his website. You have to go to the website to get it. And I think that's where he gets a lot of the flack, is his fragrances came out super pricey for what they are. And not to say that had this been bottled up by Roja or by Clive Christian or whatever, and everyone would give them a pass for being so expensive. Everyone's kind of, I think, uberly critical because of who it is. I have no ties to him or anyone else. My money goes to where I want to spend it on. So it's really going to be that. At the price point, this thing is out of what I would recommend getting. If you can get it at a discount, then definitely. I definitely got this more so for review. I did want to explore the scent. I did on Facebook groups. If y'all haven't joined them yet, there's quite a few out there. We discuss all that stuff, and you can definitely find some bargains. And I bought this as excuse me, as a partial, because for one, with the amount of fragrances, I'm not going to go through 100 mils of really anything. Although some things I do wear more than others, I do try to get as much as I can so I can do this for you guys. And hey, I'm a collector. That's what I like to do. Aficionado, I guess you could call it. But it is a pleasant scent. It is definitely that. So I'm not going to knock that. But at the $250 range, I could go and buy a couple of fragrances. And it's going to fall onto you as the collector, what type of collection you're looking for. Are you looking for having 5 main fragrances? And if you fall in love, and trust me, if it moves you, and I encourage a decant, if you get that and it really moves you and it's something that you want to wear, hey, wear it. Do not allow others' thoughts on any fragrance to influence you in any way. And do what I did. I go check out all my buddies on these different channels and get their takes. They don't like everything I like. I don't like everything they like. Doesn't mean I don't like them. It just means I don't like what they're liking. And that's it. It's that simple. So, in closing, it's a pass for me at that price point. Now, if it were more in the $70, $80 range, all day long, I'd say yes. I would invest in that, because it's going to perform. It's going to do what it's slated to do. Again, I don't necessarily want something, unless you're already been with a person and they tell you what they like. But if it's dating, a lot of times I don't want to be uber challenging. That's one less thing I have to combat, aside from all the other things that are going on in those types of settings. You want something that's appealing, something that will work. And I think it does that. But price point's the only downfall for me. So if you would, down in the comments below, let me know. Do you have it? Have you tried it? What's your take? And if you also tried Office, like I said, I did a review on that. Go check that out. And to every one of y'all, thank you for joining. Thank you for coming out. I'll see you on the next one.